Hot diggity damn, what a time to be a first home buyer. Today we're running through the 4 government schemes that are in place at the moment that allow first home buyers to get into the market sooner. Now, 3 of them you may know of, the 4th sort of has slid under the radar, so make sure you stick around and watch the full video if you are a first home buyer, because it may save you thousands when looking to buy your first property. So just recently the national government, in light of all the Rona virus stuff going around, announced their latest stimulus measure to help keep the economy ticking over, and that was the Homebuilder scheme. Now, today I want to talk about that scheme, plus the 3 other schemes that are currently in operation that help first home buyers get into the market sooner. So, first of all, to start with the first and most recent announcement, that was the Homebuilder scheme. Now, the Homebuilder scheme essentially allows a $25,000 grant for anyone building a new home up to the value of $750,000, or allows that $25,000 grant for anyone doing $150,000 worth of renovations. Now, pretty hard to fathom someone doing $150,000 worth of renovations to a property. Unless they're doing an extra extension, maybe they're adding an extra story to the house. It's certainly not a standard kitchen and bathroom renovations. I'm not going to focus too much on the renovations today. I'm going to be looking more at, if you're building a new place, what eligibility criteria there is, and as a first home buyer, how you can use this Homebuilder scheme along with the other schemes to really get into the market sooner. So the Homebuilder scheme that was recently announced is essentially a $25,000 grant that you can use towards building your first home, or even your second or third home, as long as you live in the residency for 12 months. It doesn't matter if it's your first home, or your second, your third, or your fourth. Essentially, the Homebuilder Grant is just there. They're trying to stimulate the economy, encourage people to build more properties, and this will keep people employed. Now, as for the eligibility criteria, you do need to, as a single person, be earning under $125,000 per annum, or as a couple, have a household income under $200,000. So if you are above those thresholds, unfortunately you will miss out on the Homebuilder Grant. The other restriction is the value of the house and the land can't be more than $750,000. So for most first home buyers, keeping it under $750,000 in regional areas, that's not really going to be a problem on that front. So that is essentially a quick summary on the Homebuilder scheme. So as a first home buyer, if you are building a brand new home, you're eligible for this $25,000 grant. Now, also as a first home buyer in Queensland, you're eligible for the first home buyers grant, which is a $15,000 grant towards a brand new home. Now, it does need to be a brand new home. It can't be lived in before. As soon as someone's lived in it, as soon as it's been a rental, it's no longer eligible for this grant. But if it is a brand new home, or you're building a house and land package where you've approached a builder, you're eligible for the first home buyers grant of this $15,000. Now, this has similar requirements. You can't build a home over the value of $750,000. So same as Homebuilder, the first home buyer grant in Queensland does have that restriction of not being able to build a property worth over $750,000, but essentially is a $15,000 grant towards a new build. Now, other states and territories have their own schemes. Today we are talking predominantly Queensland. So far we've got the Homebuilder Grant that was just recently announced. That's $25,000. And as a first home buyer, you've got the Queensland First Home Buyers Grant, which is $15,000. So far you're at $40,000 towards building a new home, which as a first home buyer, that is crazy. There's plenty of properties in Cairns that are house and land packages that are selling under $400,000. So that's essentially a 10% deposit straight off the bat without needing to put any of your own cash towards it, which is a crazy opportunity that I think if you're a first home buyer that you really should be considering. Now, the third scheme that's currently in place is the First Home Loan Deposit Scheme. This scheme came in at the start of the year, and essentially Rather than needing a full 20% deposit to buy a property as a first home buyer, you can use a 5% deposit and not have to pay lender's mortgage insurance. Essentially, the government is securing that 15% portion of the loan so that you can buy your first home with only a 5% deposit. Now, this comes with some restrictions depending on what region you are. Will depend on the price point of the property that you can build. For regional Queensland, that is 400,000. So you do need to keep your property purchase under 400,000. But essentially, this means that you can use the $25,000 the $25,000 Homebuilder Grant, the Queensland government's $15,000 first home buyers grant. So that $40,000 as a deposit towards your first property, and not pay any lenders in mortgage insurance if you also use the first home loan deposit scheme. So you're stacking those three schemes up on top of each other, and this is really allowing people to get into the market with pretty much no deposit. Now, each lender will have different criteria for this, so I recommend speaking to a broker to find what lenders will be able to make this work for you. But essentially, with stacking these schemes, you should be able to buy and build a new home without having any real deposit, which is a crazy concept, and especially with interest rates so low, it does make buying and building a house a really attractive option right now in the market. Now, the fourth and final scheme is one that's really flown under the radar for a very long time, and I haven't really heard of it spoken about much at all, and that's the First Home Super Saver Scheme. So the First Home Super Saver Scheme. Now, I'm going to link to these four different schemes below, so you can check out the government websites and the information, eligibility criteria. But essentially, what the First Home Super Saver Schemes, try and say that quick 5 times. Essentially, what this scheme does is allow you to make voluntary contributions above what your normal super contributions are into your super account, and these will be taxed at the super tax rate, which super tax rate, it doesn't sound like a good thing, but essentially, when you pay into your super, currently you only pay 15% tax. With voluntary contributions, this is at the same tax rate up until a certain amount. So rather than getting taxed at your normal threshold, which for most people on an average income is around 32.5%, you'll only be paying 15% tax as you put money into your super. So with the First Home Super Saver Scheme, they allow you to contribute an extra $15,000 per year, up to a total of $30,000 that you can put into your super and then withdraw as a deposit for your first home. Now, where this really starts to save is that tax difference. So rather than paying 32.5% or whatever tax bracket you're on, if you're on the average income, you're probably paying around 32.5% tax on that top bracket, your top bracket of your tax income, where if any contributions towards super get taxed at a 15%. So on 30,000, this is a saving of around $5,000 in tax. So there is that incentive there to be using this Super Saver Scheme if you are looking at buying a property. So essentially, if you are contemplating buying your first home and thinking about doing so in the next couple of years, I really encourage you to contemplate doing it sooner. The Home Builder Scheme, so the latest one, the $25,000 national grant, is only available to the 31st of December. So you do only have about 6 months to sign a contract on that new property, and then construction needs to start within 3 months of signing a contract. So time is limited, and as time goes on, I really feel that many of the local builders will be booked out, and you may not actually be able to get a home built and get construction started within the time frames needed. So it's really something that if these multiple schemes, these 4 different things are something that's attractive to you and you are wanting to enter the market, I really recommend doing so sooner rather than later, as I think a lot of the builders will start to have projects backed up and will not be able to start them in the timely fashion needed to be eligible for these different grants. Now, in the next video, I'm going to do another video that will come out soon, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. I want to break down the actual costs involved if you are using these different grants and different schemes, to give you a really good idea of what it would cost you to actually buy a home and how much that would cost you per week to hold on to, so that you can give it a bit of a comparison to what it might be costing you to rent a property at the moment. Because I really do feel that these grants and schemes that are in place are almost too good to be passed up. Now, obviously everyone's financial situation is different, so do your own research, speak to your mortgage brokers, speak to your accountants before taking up any of these grants. But look, I think they certainly present a really exciting opportunity for any first home buyers in the market at the moment. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. It helps these videos get shown to more people. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. We put out new content on this channel constantly, and we love bringing new videos to you. Have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you soon.